Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will discuss about social groups. We will cover meaning, definition, characteristics, and types of social groups. Meaning of social groups. A social group consists of two or more people who regularly interact based on mutual expectations and share a common identity. A social group may be defined as an aggregate of people who are interrelated and share a common identity, a sense of unity, and certain goals. For example, a family living in a home, a group of employees working in the same organization, a group of classmates, a group of members of a meeting, and so on. Definition of social groups. Some scholars have given the definition of social groups. Scholars are Johnson, Ogburn and Nimkoff, McKeever, Bagadas, and R. M. William. Characteristics of social groups. There are some characteristics of social groups which are as follows. First is collection of two or more individuals. Second is social interaction among members. Third is reciprocal relations. Fourth is mutual awareness. Fifth is sense of unity. Sixth is size of the group. Seventh is similar behavior. Eighth is influence on personality. Ninth is shared norms and values. And 10th is groups are dynamic. Types of social groups. Social groups have the following types. First, on the basis of identification by William Graham Sumner. Second, on the basis of rules and regulations by George Simmel. Third, on the basis of structure by Robin Williams Jr. Fourth, on the basis of relations to society by George Simmel. Fifth, on the basis of contact by C. H. Cooley. Let's discuss one by one. First, on the basis of identification. These are divided into two categories, in-groups and out-groups. A. In-groups. A group to which we directly belong is called an in-group. The members of an in-group have a sense of we feeling and belongingness towards their in-group. An in-group is a social group to which an individual feels a sense of belonging, identity, and loyalty. It is a group that an individual is a part of, and with which they share a common identity, interests, or goals. In-groups can be formal or informal, and can range in size from small to large. For example, it can be our family, tribe, friendship group, social clubs or organizations. Religious or spiritual communities, cultural or ethnic groups, work teams or departments, and online communities or forums are all instances of in-group. B. Out-groups. A group to which we do not belong is called an out-group. There is a sense of they feeling in relation to an out-group. An out-group is a social group to which an individual does not belong or identify with. It is a group that is perceived as different, distant, or separate from one's own in-group. Out-groups can be formal or informal, and can range in size from small to large. For example, a different ethnicity, race, or religion, a rival sports team or political party. A different socioeconomic class or education level, a different age group or generation, and a different cultural or linguistic background are all instances of out-group. Second, on the basis of rules and regulations. These are divided into two categories, formal and informal groups. A. Formal groups. Formal group is a group that has well-defined rules and regulation for joining the group, staying in the group, and leaving the group. Those who fulfill these rules and regulation can join and engage in the activities of the group. The membership can be cancelled if a member violates these rules. A formal group is a type of social group that is characterized by a structured and organized framework, with clear boundaries, roles, and responsibilities. Formal groups are often established for a specific purpose, such as a workplace team, a social club, or a community organization. For example, organization, banks, hospitals, educational institutions, official association, and so on are the instances of formal groups. B. Informal groups. Informal group is a group which has no prescribed rules and regulations for joining the group, staying in the group, and leaving the group. Any person can join the group, participate in it, and leave it whenever they want. Informal groups are social groups that are characterized by a lack of formal structure, organization, and leadership. They are often formed spontaneously or naturally around shared interests, activities, or friendships. For example, a group of students sitting in the playground and gossiping with one another. People gathered to see a joker in a public place. Informal clubs and associations are the instances of informal groups. Third, on the basis of structure. These are divided into three categories: involuntary, voluntary, and delegate groups. A. Involuntary groups. An involuntary group is a type of social group where membership is not chosen by the individual, but rather is determined by circumstances beyond their control. In other words, individuals are assigned or placed into the group without their consent or choice. For example, family is an involuntary group because an individual has no control over his birth to be born or not born in a specific family. B. Voluntary groups. A voluntary group is a type of social group where membership is chosen by the individual, and they have the freedom to join or leave the group as they wish. In other words, members voluntarily participate and are not forced or coerced into joining or staying in the group. For example, you can join people watching a game in the playground. You can become a student in a college, you can join an organization, and so on are the instances of voluntary group. C. Delegate groups. A delegate group is a type of group where members are chosen or appointed to represent a larger body or organization. In other words, delegate groups are composed of individuals who are selected to act on behalf of a larger group or entity. For example, Parliament is a deliberate group as it presents the wishes and need of the public. Fourth, on the basis of relations to society. These are divided into 5 categories: unsocial, antisocial, pro-social, pseudo-social, and reference groups. A. Unsocial groups. An unsocial group refers to a collection of individuals who do not interact or associate with each other in a social manner. They do not participate in the society and remains alone. This can be due to various reasons such as lack of common interests or goals, different values or beliefs, conflicting personalities or behaviors, geographical or cultural barriers, and intentional exclusion or isolation. For example, strangers in a public place, people from different cultural or linguistic backgrounds who don't interact. Individuals with conflicting interests or agendas. Those who intentionally avoid social interactions and online forums or social media groups with no active engagement or discussion are the instances of unsocial groups. B. Antisocial groups. An antisocial group refers to a group of individuals who reject or oppose the conventional social norms, values, and expectations of society. They may engage in behaviors or activities that are considered harmful, disruptive, or illegal by mainstream society. For example, terrorist groups, criminals, thieves, murderers, anti-government or anarchist group, and so on are the instances of antisocial groups. C. Pro-social groups. A pro-social group is a group of individuals who share a common goal or interest in promoting the well-being and betterment of society. Pro-social groups are characterized by their positive and supportive behavior towards others, and their actions are often guided by a sense of social responsibility and empathy. For example, all the governmental and non-governmental welfare organizations. D. Pseudo-social groups. A pseudo-social group refers to a group of individuals who interact with each other, but lack a genuine sense of community, shared identity, or meaningful relationships. Pseudo-social groups often exhibit superficial characteristics of a social group, but lack the depth and authenticity of true social connections. Pseudo-social groups can exist in various contexts, including social media, workplaces, or social clubs. E. Reference groups. The term reference group was coined by Herbert Hyman in 1942. A reference group is a collection of people that we use as a standard of comparison for ourselves regardless of whether we are part of that group. A reference group is a social group that an individual uses as a standard of comparison or point of reference in making evaluations and decisions. Reference groups can be primary or secondary groups, and they can be formal or informal. Fifth, on the basis of contact. These are divided into two categories, primary and secondary groups. A. Primary groups. A primary group is made up of people who are emotionally close, known each other well and seeks each other's company. People participate in primary groups throughout their roles. A primary group is a small, intimate group of people who share a sense of belonging, identity, and closeness. For example, family, neighborhood, close friends, relatives, etc. are the instances of primary group. B. Secondary groups. A secondary group is impersonal and goal-oriented and for only limited parts of their personalities. For example, a shopkeeper-customer relation, a doctor-patient relation, an advocate-client relation and teacher-student relation and so on are the instances of secondary group. Thank you for watching this video. To get this PDF, join our Telegram group, link in description. Please subscribe, like and share my YouTube channel.